Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your amazing response, feedback, and comments. You all know that today we are going to discuss one of the important topic that is all about communication because that is the most important part for anybody's career. And now that it has become most important thing because we are also communicating with machines using prompts. So in this contest, I am very honored to have one of the eminent personality in this area. It's truly special episode for me because my former BTech English professor, who is currently serving as Professor of English and guest faculty in humanities at BITS Pilani's work integrated learning programs. She is active in the international academic arena and is a certified trainer of master trainers. Beyond academia, she is also a seasoned corporate trainer, academic support, mentor, and language facilitator, helping countless students and professionals unlock the power of confident communication. In this conversation, we will explore how to speak with clarity, power, and impact, skills that can transform not just your career but your life. Please listen this episode from beginning to ending and do like, share, and comment on this particular podcast so that we can know what is your feedback related to this. So, not wasting your valuable time, let us start our discussion. Thank you so much, madam, to the show, and it is a great honor to have you. So, kindly introduce yourself to my audience, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Um, Namaste, everyone. I'm Dr. I.S.V. Manjula, and as Dr. Rajesh nicely put across my introduction, I've been in this field very proudly for 24 years, and I have a lot of experience in teaching, training, and also in the field of assessments. And the most important thing I would like to say now is how proud I am to be on this episode and on this platform with Dr. Rajesh, particularly because he is my student from 2001 2005 batch. And it's a proud moment for any teacher to see his or her student on this kind of a platform doing so well. And today, when he invited me over, I was really, really happy about this. And to give my introduction, he's already spoken enough, I think. And as I keep answering his questions or as we have this discussion, I will try to bring in a little more of my experience in the course of the conversation. So we can get started, sir, I think.
Thank you so much, madam. So, in this contest, I wanted to ask some of the important questions which are very much useful for the current youth and also the working professionals who are engaged in certain client related conversations. Madam, why do so many people struggle to express themselves clearly even when they know what they want to say?
Yes. So I think basically, I mean, I would start with a small anecdote or a general experience that most people have. When we are part of any audience and there is a speaker on the dais, lots of thoughts keep coming into our mind. Right, like we keep thinking, oh yes, I would have delivered this speech better, or maybe the speaker should have added one or two other points of this nature also. But the reason why we are not able to go up and express in a similar way is mainly a kind of consciousness that we all have, a kind of self-conscious feeling, and whatever comes into our mind, expressing it, there's a small gap between that, like the thought and the expression, particularly because we are conscious about what we are saying and we are little worried about being judged about what we say. And of course, if particularly we are looking at a country like India, we have our native tongue, which gets, translated into the English language, the general medium of communication. So I think these are the factors that stop us from communicating clearly. But there are ways in which we can overcome this kind of a hesitation, I guess we will discuss that in the upcoming questions.
Okay, madam. What is the most important element of confident communication that anyone can master?
Okay. Confident communication and mastering confident communication. I think that is one topic which has been continuously there from maybe my student days and even before that and even now. So I think it is basically a human capability to putting things across. And one important element for that is generally understanding our thoughts first and what exactly we want to communicate. So the purpose of communication is important. Once we know why we are communicating and to whom we are communicating, automatically we'll be able to communicate better. So, for example, we want to communicate something. So, is the communication to basically why are we communicating? Is it because we want to inform? Is it because we want to persuade? Is it because we want to educate? So, the when we understand the purpose of communication, our confidence will also increase because we know the path or the reason for our communication. So understanding the purpose will automatically become the most important element when we communicate.
How much does vocabulary really matter in sounding powerful? Is it about using big words or the right words?
For me, I would say it is the right words, obviously, because let me tell you, nowadays, we have this method, the common method of communication from regular post mail. We have now come to emails, not now. We've been into emails for quite some time. So it's not about the high level of vocabulary that you're using in the email. I'm just talking about that kind of written communication or digital communication. So it's not about the high level of words that you're using, but it's about the right choice of words. And having said that, let me also tell you, it also depends on whom you're interacting with. See, for example, and also the situation and context. For example, we are in an office meeting, we are with a client meeting. So the right choice of words is always important. But what is the level of word? Like, is it going to be a basic word, it's a moderate level word, or is it an advanced level word? Because if it's it depends again, as I said, it depends on the receiver. Whom are we talking to? So are we talking to somebody who requires a basic vocabulary? We use that. If somebody who requires moderate vocabulary, we use that. But there are contexts where advanced level of vocabulary will make a better impact. So if you want to give me an example, maybe a word like it's one of the favorite, maybe my favorite words. We can say postpone. So when we say don't postpone your work because this is the deadline, and that is one usage. And another usage is do not procrastinate because we need to be on time. So are we going to use the word postpone, or are we going to use the word procrastinate? So it depends on the context and the audience, but the right, it's always use the right word, but what is the level of the word, that you have to decide based on the receiver and the context.
Can you share some practical techniques to improve clarity in both everyday conversations and public speaking, madam?
Okay, improving clarity in everyday conversation. So
Exactly.
um, I would say improving clarity in everyday conversation would happen, particularly when you, again, as I said, understand the purpose and the situation, and the clarity of expression comes with clarity of thought. So, what kind of everyday conversations are we looking at? Are we looking at conversation with our colleague? Are we looking at conversation with known people or people whom you're just meeting? For example, you're meeting a client for the first time, and or you'll be meeting different clients on a daily basis. So that is then again a daily conversation. But you're meeting with your friends, right, for a coffee after a long time. That can also be a conversation that could happen. I mean, once in a week or twice a week. So that again talks about formal communication, informal communication, and the clarity always happens when we understand the purpose. So using and running what we want to say in the language we want to communicate. So I don't know whether today our conversation is particularly about English, but I'm talking about English communication.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
whatever language we are thinking about, whether it's a regional language or the global language or the accepted global language, it's always about, when we talk about clarity, it's about clarity of thought as converted into clarity of expression. And for that, we should understand why we are talking and the purpose of talking. So always be a little prepared. That's good. And the other one is public speaking. Clarity in public speaking, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
clarity in public speaking can happen only with a lot of practice, because never can we, I'm sure, whether it's you or me, whoever it is, we just can't just become a master of public speaking. It's always out of practice, experience. We make mistakes, but we shouldn't give up. That is the most important thing. So first time we may be, I'm generally talking. So most people ask me this question. I have stage fear. So that is my biggest problem. I know what I want to say. I have all the thoughts in the world, but I have stage fear. That's why I'm not able to indulge in public speaking. But public speaking, the fear of public speaking is not unique, or it is not for one person. It is kind of universal. Very small percentage of people do not have fear of public speaking. But let me tell you, even the most experienced people can feel butterflies at the beginning. But practice, practice, practice. That is the only key to have clarity in public speaking.
Yes, ma'am. As you told, practice makes man perfect,
Yes.
human beings perfect. So that is to be rightly adapted. So
Yes.
many people fear speaking in front of others. What are the proven strategies to overcome stage fright or nervousness?
Okay, if we are talking particularly about stage fright, there are three important, we can say three P's. Okay, so it is plan, prepare, practice. That is a definite formula, if you can say. So plan based on your audience and your topic. Keep preparing. And how do we prepare? Not only do the research, the more you're confident about the content, the more confidence you will have to show outside also, and build inside. And also another preparation is prepare for the public speech, like your body language and other things come here. And how do we prepare? Earlier we used to say stand in front of the mirror and prepare, because you can see yourself and you can know whether you're frowning too much, or your gestures, etc. But now you have technology, you can record yourself. So that is a mode of preparation. You record yourself, check, and I can tell you, it's not always that the first time itself will be doing the best. So let us prepare a couple of times and then practice. So one is plan your content, prepare your content, do research, and keep practicing in front of the mirror or recording or family, friends. And all these three things will make you definitely successful in your public speaking.
Surely, ma'am. How can body language, voice tone, and pauses enhance the impact of our words?
All right. Body language, tone, and pauses in the sentences or
Exactly.
our conversation. So, talking about body language is absolutely important. I would say verbal communication and non-verbal communication are equally important. So I'll give you one of my favorite examples. So body language, for example, we are here in all of us as colleagues, maybe we're all in one room, and I go outside for a break, and I hear some news outside. I come back, and there is one. The news I hear is about one of our other colleagues, Rahul, who's got promotion. So I just walk into the room of my other colleagues. I walk into the room. Rahul is not there. I walk in and I say, Rahul. I don't change my tone. I just say Rahul has got promotion, and I show like this. So when I show like this, it's body language, and it shows I'm happy. I say Rahul has got promotion, and I show like this. Okay, so this body language shows that I'm not happy. And if I say again I say, again through body language, Rahul has got promotion and I do like this. So it goes to the next level, isn't it? So whether I'm happy, unhappy, or I'm totally, worried about this scenario. So all this with body language. So much meaning, the same sentence. So similarly, whether we use a tone, like for example, we say close the door. If I say close the door, so that is my tone. I just say, I'm telling somebody close the door. If I say close the door, so when I say close the door, automatically my tone, rising voice, and it's more like a command. Earlier one may be a request, the other one is a command. And pause, right? So silence is heavier than words. That is one great sentence that I normally remember and like also. So when there is sometimes you say there is so much silence in the room, it is deafening. So it's like it can be really heavy. So pauses in a sentence are like small silences, small moments of silence. And when you pause, like for example, it happens at home also, for children, or even now mothers would say, leave that, take out your book, or, and one pause, and start studying, or, and pause. So we know so much of meaning is there in that pause,
Yes,
isn't it?
ma'am.
So much meaning in all these three things that you have asked. Yeah.
Exactly, madam. We communicate a lot through video calls and social media. How can we sound confident online?
Yeah, online. So now this has been a new challenge, I
Yeah.
would say. And not new now, I think slowly we are used to it. Like past 2 3 years, most of the things have become online. I would say even initial days when we were all moving more towards online, and after I think pandemic and all that, I did get this particular query from employees, because a lot of online meetings are there, and across the globe also, with different accents. So again, how do we look confident or sound confident online? Be prepared. See, I can only tell you this much. So be understand when is the meeting. For example, you have a meeting at 7 p.m. Please be prepared with the technical part. At least check for the technical part at least an hour prior, because we may think, okay, let me log in 10 minutes early and I'll be fine. But things can really go wrong. I feel that when things go wrong technologically, it will impact our communication. It will unnerve us. It will make us a little, it will totally unnerve us. And another part is being prepared. Keep your notes with you. Doesn't matter. Once in a while, you glance at your notes. Be confident, be prepared, and have an agenda in your mind. Like, what are you going to talk about? So all this will help us. So there are two things to look confident online. One is be prepared with your technology, whatever is required, and then be prepared with your notes. A small agenda is required. So I think that will help us.
Yes, ma'am. Technology plays a vital role, as you rightly told. What role does storytelling play in powerful communication? And how can a beginner learn to tell stories effectively?
Storytelling. So storytelling, I think, is one of the oldest methods of conveying any message. Like oldest, I wouldn't even say oldest, ancient method of conveying message, right? So that is why, like, maybe we say grandmothers or grandparents, or even earlier, we had this storytelling and moral stories in our childhood. Even now we read stories, we listen to audio books, and we watch, maybe now we are talking about OTT. Everything is storytelling. And storytelling is very, very integral to keep the attention of the viewers or audience. It's not only about a general audience. Even when, for example, you are giving a presentation in office, so it is like a storyboard, like you are talking about your annual sales. So even your annual sales can be put across like a story, like where it began, where it is gone up or down, and then you conclude, right? So it is like you say rising. There is we say Gustav triangle, where you have a starting point, then you have a rising point, a climax, and then there will be a denouement, which means a fall of action, and then finally there'll be a settling. So it can be official, it can be a client meeting, it can be anything, but there can be a story which can be spun around. What's the second part of the question? Second part of the
Ma'am,
question.
uh, what is the role of storytelling in powerful communication, and how can a beginner, the people who are in the starting stage, how can they adapt this one?
How can they adapt again? So it's not easy to tell a story, it's not easy to tell a joke. So when somebody says something, we laugh it off, we'll say okay, he cracks jokes well, or we just put it aside. But it's not at all easy to tell a story or a joke. We need to practice even for that. When we do it in public, when again that we spoke about pauses, right? So a joke or a humorous episode can be told only with that beautiful pause in between. And storytelling also has to happen with the tone, like you raise your tone when there is something big happening in the story, or you go down. So tone plays a very important role, and practice is very important again, whether it's storytelling or humor, both ways.
Exactly. So you believe confident communication can change someone's career and personal life? Can you kindly give us an example, madam?
Okay, confident communication, how can it change a person's personal or professional life or career?
Exactly.
So, Dr. Rajesh, I'll say that as a teacher, I have seen beautiful examples of what you are asking me. So, I have my own students who have initially joined in their first year without, again, I'm talking about English right now, because that's generally the expected language of communication because of the global acceptance as a language of communication. So I have students who have joined in from various places of the state or the country or other countries too, and we're not very comfortable with English. And what has happened is I have mentored them, I have counseled them, and I told them, see, making a mistake is not the mistake, not trying is the mistake. All right, so you have try always. You can afford to make mistake in the presence of your teacher and friends, but you may not be able to afford the same mistake when you go into the bigger stage of a career or professional life. So I have a lot of students who have taken that advice. Taken It's not easy, but they've done that. It's not easy to stand in front of a class trembling a little, but they've done that. They've worked on it. They've done presentations in the open, and compared to their first year of college, and as they move to the third year, they have participated in inter-college, inter-university debate competitions. They have won prizes, and they've brought it to the campus, home meaning the campus, so proudly, and they were so happy, sharing those moments of gratitude, that they could stand on a dais, compete with other universities, get the prize, and they feel so happy and that again reflects in their campus interviews or in the other in their higher education or wherever they go in their own professions, and they do so well because they're able to communicate so well. So I can definitely say good communication has improved the opportunities and a quality of confidence for many people, whether it's personal or professional.
Yes, ma'am. So if you had to just give just three golden rules for speaking with clarity, power, and impact, what would they be?
Okay, clarity, power, impact. So one is, again, if you are looking at public speaking, again, it does not mean only dice. See, again, if I'm talking about, if any professionals are listening to us and they are doing lots of presentations nowadays, isn't it? Whether whichever field it is, it could be it could be medicine, it could be engineering, pharmacy, arts, wherever it is, whichever field. I mean, I may not have mentioned the entire list, but everywhere presentations are important. PPTs, presentations, meetings, all these things come under public speaking. Vivas, students face vivas, right? Viva is a public speaking activity. So, but again, depending on the context, for a student and everyone else, when we are talking about about the golden rules, it's those three P's, which I was saying at the beginning. So it's like, or the middle. So it's like planning, preparing, practicing. So that is Those three are the golden words. And to make it more impactful and powerful, if I now, I mean, it's not about students. For students, these three are very important. Impactful, powerful, maybe more when you're in a profession or when you are in a career growth or something. So there, for public speaking, I would say add some anecdotes, give live examples. So, for example, lots of things happening in the world. So, and thanks to social media, all of us are updated most of the time, and the quickness with which we get access to news, right? So add anecdotes, add I would say add some humor, anecdotes, small stories, as you said, storytelling. Nowadays, IIMs are conducting courses on storytelling, which is an age-old practice. So I'm saying storytelling is also very important, and it's an art by itself. So as you can use anecdotes, you can use examples, and particularly referring to real-time situations would always connect the speaker with the audience. So you will talk about, for example, you're talking about green energy, and then you give some examples that are happening across the world. So that would connect the audience to the rest of the world and to the speaker, and your speech would be more impactful. So, do we have time?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Yes, madam.
So, one favorite example, when I give a presentation, I use this anecdote to tell how to make your speech impactful. Example, this is an example of a small anecdote. So, we all heard of Martin Luther King, and who was a great follower of Mahatma Gandhi. And so I tell my audience, see how much respect a person has for another is through this anecdote. So Martin Luther King, he has converted his home into a museum, and there are portraits of great leaders in that particular museum. So visitors to the museum, when they see, they there are certain words under each portrait of great leaders, which Martin Luther King has put up. I mean, this is what I have read. So put up, and under Mahatma Gandhiji's portrait, he has written these words. He's written, "To any country in this world, I would go as a tourist, but to India, I would go as a pilgrim because of this great man." So there is so much difference between the usage of the word tourist and pilgrim. And using, because of this great man, I go to India as a pilgrim, means that much, that much respect and reverence he's giving to the country. And all this because of those two lines that is kept before under the picture of Mahatma Gandhi. So I give these, and when audience listens to this, they get really, they get really happy. There is a different kind of impact on them. So I tell them, use these kinds of anecdotes in your speech to make it more interesting and impactful.
Thank you so much, madam. You are a treasure of knowledge, and digging that data and details from you is impossible thing. But I tried my best in this half an hour of time to get the important pointers, which will be very useful for all the current generation students and also the people who are working in industry. Especially, you have given several examples related to client meetings, presentations. As today the trend is that for everything we have to give a presentation,
Yes.
and making the client to accept us is a big challenge in the working environment. You have covered all those things nicely with so many live examples. Thank you so much, madam, for sparing your valuable time and accepting my invitation. It was really great to interact with you. And I want to tell just one point, madam. In the BTech first year, my classmates were waiting eagerly for your class.
Thank you so much.
We were
Okay.
really interested in your class, and out of all the classes, we had a great interest towards your class, and we were waiting for your class to learn the English related concepts in the best possible manner. Again, I feel the same kind of environment today also. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time.
Thank you, Dr. Rajesh. And let me tell you, those days I used to call you Rajesh, and of course, quite some time since you became Dr. Rajesh, and I that was a very proud moment for me, because even I've seen you growing from, as you said, first year of engineering to today. I know how much you have achieved in your world of artificial intelligence and so much research that you're doing. I know that you have written articles which are first of its kind, and you have brought knowledge to so many people, and you're bringing knowledge and you're bringing so expertise from different corners of the country and the world to different groups and making it accessible to so many of them. You're doing again a lot of service to society in this way, so really proud of you in every way, and all the best.
Thank you so much, madam. Really great to have you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.